Hello, welcome to Rauta. Today I have a little bit of a non-metal particular video, and I'm pretty sure this one divide your opinions. Some will just absolutely hate me after this one, and it's fine, by the way. Some will just probably agree with me nicely, and I don't know about the rest. Maybe this doesn't even concern you, doesn't even interest you or whatever, but I think because the cat is already on the table, we need to take a look at this cat. And this cat is called Vari Vikernes, Walk Vikernes, Mr. Burzum, Count Krishna. We all know him by many names. But this is not just about him, obviously. This is a way bigger thing. And now you might be asking, like, why are you talking about this? Is this metal related? Well, yes and no. Because of Burzum, it's obviously metal related, but then again, it is not. But it's also metal related because, wait a second, I will get back to you in a second. But since this is an opinion video and we need some beer, my friends at Fat Lizard has sent me a beer can, all out IPA. So all out with this video as well. Cheers, have yourself one as well. What nice, fruity, hoppy taste. So let's get on with it. If you are unaware, the channel Thulean Perspective was just more or less removed. We don't know if it was removed as in deleted, but we know this much: it was taken off, from online. Maybe for further investigation. I don't know, to be honest. Nobody probably outside YouTube knows how it works. But here's the deal. YouTube has kind of a put in tightened policy when it comes to the topics, HPs in particular, but also other topics which are related but not limited to, such as some really extreme politics, racial issues, sexism, and Holocaust theories and whatever. I mean, this is very, very hard topic to become listing them all, and it's beyond the scope of Rauta. Why I am curious about this thing is because of the social media response to this very interesting topic. That is, many people see Burzum guy, Vari Vikernes, as just the guy talking about his church arsons, murder of Euronymous, and his times doing Burzum, and it's only half the truth. I mean, he has a lot of different opinions which are very, very little metal related. So why he got removed? It wasn't because, he has been doing controversial music, because he's black metal guy, he's white old guy living in France, having weird theories. But when you have all the different kind of things, and some might not be up to EULA, that is, end user license agreement. Now, people are getting like flipping all the time because of this thing like, oh, Vari Vikernes is a political target or blah, blah, blah. Wait a second, it's not like that. There's certain things you can talk about on any given service. That might be Facebook, that might be Twitter, that might be YouTube, Instagram, well, you name it. Now the thing here is, people were also talking about censorship and like, there is no free speech anymore, how can you say this and that, blah, blah, blah. Well, let's just give you a little bit of insight how it works. Now, government is making laws, legislation, whatever. So it has this kind of a set of rules, what you can do and what you cannot do in any given country. Now, those are rules that apply, or at least should apply in a perfect world, that is, to everybody. I mean, if you do a smaller crime, you get fined. If you do a little bit harder crime, you go to, I don't know, to a court of law, you get this trial and whatever, and if you are guilty, you will get, I don't know, sentenced, maybe get jail time, maybe you will get something easier, but anyway, that is how law basically works. Now, companies, that is all kind of corporation, doesn't have to be big, stock market corporation, it can be even little one. They have their own set of rules, what you can do. Imagine like a grocery store. Taking a piss on the floor is not, agreed to do. It's not okay thing to do. Even that, legal, you might take a piss and just get away with it with a warning like, oh, don't piss. I mean, if you would come to my house and take a piss on the floor, it's not like the policeman will come and fine you. If you do at the outside, depending on the country and city and whatever, you might get fined, you might get away with warning. But if you do it somebody else's place, like in a store, it's not totally okay. There will be probably a guard or somebody who's gonna just, take you out. So what we have here is basically the rules of a corporation. That is this kind of what end user license agreement also covers. So for example, in terms of YouTube, you have some rules which you must follow. Like if you are not allowed to talk about certain topics, if you're not, for example, allowed to have these videos about, hate speech, content, and whatever, then you're not allowed. It has nothing to do with the law as such. Obviously, corporations, big ones especially, are, monitored by governments, by laws and whatever. So obviously, they have to be very cautious with this, because it's not only the law which just covers them as much as individuals, probably even more corporations than individuals, that is, but they also have these set of things you can do and what you cannot do. And that also applies to, say, a copyright music. I mean, for example, if I were to just, upload some music on YouTube, which is not my copyright thing, and there would be a copyright violation, I would get a warning. That video probably would get removed and whatever, just because it's not right to do so. So, once again, this is not maybe necessarily like illegal in some terms. Probably it is because it's copyright thing, but the point here is corporations might have stricter set of rules than a government. And now when we're talking about stock market, big companies which are, have billions of money going through them, obviously they are run by their owners, which are usually stockholders. So they get to say like, hey, we don't want this kind of content, in the limits of this company. So we want to get it removed. And that has nothing to do with any particular, person, weakness or otherwise. And then you also have to understand their customers that probably are paying Google, or at least in YouTube, get information or ads, whatever. And they don't want to put their ads in a place where they don't feel that the, let's call it, atmosphere is proper, correct, right, whatever. So this is more kind of a simple thing that people are now thinking of. Some people are just talking about weird ass conspiracy theories and whatever, like, oh, this is run by certain people, powers that be and whatever. But it is really not like that. It's very simple capitalistic thing. I mean, if you have company and then you have some bad customers which are scaring off the nice customers which are bringing money but causing no trouble, obviously you want to remove these hassle makers. Let's say you have a bar and 99% of those customers are just okay. They might be drunk or whatever, but they're not causing trouble. They are buying drinks, talking loudly, but they're just, obeying the rules. Everything is okay. Then there's this 1% customer, which is troublemakers. Maybe they are, getting into a fight with the personnel or other customers. Maybe they're hassling. Maybe they're groping, female customers and causing all kinds of troubles. This 1% has to go in order to 99% to keep them satisfied, content, happy. So it's not like a miracle thing. There is no conspiracy theories. It's like, hey, I got thrown out because I'm a white guy with bald head and whatever. It's nothing to do with that as such. If you act like a dick, then you will be, removed. So what this has to do with metal? Now, people are on their toes when they have questionable content. It might be because of some lyrics, because of some band name, and people are already like, okay, black metal will get removed because it's so extreme metal style, and oh, screw you, YouTube, and whatever. And I know even I am kind of like potentially getting into trouble because I'm talking about this very issue. But my point here is, it's not because YouTube is like a bad big brother, denying us what to do. For example, people are still very much with the limits of this freedom of speech, because, like I said, it's not the laws that have been changed. It's just some things don't fit into the user license agreement. So there you go. I mean, for example, if you want to have this very questionable content, feel free to use some other video service, or maybe your own website, which is not monitored by other big companies. Now, I remember when there was this talk about Facebook being removed, like when there was like female breasts shown, or when there were like certain kind of, be it nudity or hate speech or whatever. I mean, that's what happens. These big corporations have to watch their back, because if they don't do it, soon those people that are, doing with the laws and all that stuff, they will be causing these big corporations trouble. And let me tell you, these are not like 50 bucks, 50 euros kind of fines. We're talking about millions of dollars or euros or whatever currency that this will cost them. Also, they will scare, once again, these customers away, and these big corporations cannot afford it. It's really simple. I mean, um, it's like, if you want to play with fire, sure, go ahead, but don't bitch about the fire when you get burned. It's really that simple. So why this has anything to do with Rauta or metal music? Well, once again, when we're talking about extreme metal, with extreme lyrics, extreme ideologies, or whatever, we have to understand that you cannot eat the cake and save the game. If you want to be this extremist that is not suitable for mainstream, then don't start crying when a mainstream service removes you from its perimeter or whatever. I mean, if you are not obeying the rules of these big corporations, you are not entitled to use their services. It's really that simple. So basically, Vikernes probably understood this. I'm not sure if he did. I really don't know. But he took the risk. And when his channel got, shut down, he created a new one in order to, build it again. I think that was kind of a stupid move, because by that time he should have understood that, hey, I probably did something wrong. So his other channel got also shut down. Maybe it's because of algorithms do it all automatically. Maybe it is just because, hey, it's this user violator guy here getting these flags and like automatically shut down. To be honest, I don't think they are deleted right away. They're probably gone through with real people, but it takes time, because people were already saying like some history channels and whatever got removed also. But I don't think they got removed. They just got, hidden. And once they get, once again, white flagged, seeing like, hey, okay, this is just totally okay material to have here, they will be put on. Most likely so, but we don't know. For example, what are the limitations, and how much time will it take to get them back, and all that stuff. Now, once again, what this has to do with metal is like, big bands already know these. Bands like Metallica and Iron Maiden, whatever, they don't have these kind of lyrics, they don't have these kind of ideological messages or whatever that they get banned. They know how to play the game. But bands which are more extreme or obscure, maybe less aware how things work in adult world, business world, and all that stuff, they might make mistakes. They might have banned with certain lyrics which are not suitable for mainstream social media such as YouTube, and they might get removed. So once again, people should understand, like, when you have this kind of content, maybe figure out, like, think for a while. For example, if you have your own song, can I do it without getting flagged? And if you're gonna get flagged, why so? Did you use certain words which you maybe shouldn't? And if you wanted to use those words anyway, why would you upload that content in the first place? It's not that hard, really. So once again, I know that some people won't still understand what I'm trying to say here, and it's fine. Well, it's not really fine. I hope that people would actually understand my point here. And I'm not here to defend YouTube or Facebook or any other corporation. I'm just saying how it works. And I know, because, I mean, there are lots of bands that have lyrics that just don't fit there. We already had this moral panic back in the 80s when some bands were, just claimed to cause suicides and murders and whatever. Think of bands like Twisted Sister, Judas Priest. Come on, really? And so it's not like this is not a new thing. It's just kind of a flashback some, I don't know, 35 years later. So some people are just too young to understand and remember all that. And those who are old enough to remember and still don't do that, understand the connection here. What can I do? You people are hopeless. So I hope you understand that whatever you do with your metal band or otherwise, think twice before you do any kind of thing. If you want to be extreme, go ahead, be extreme. But then don't bitch about it that mainstream don't accept you as a mainstream thing. So here's my rant. Feel free to pour all the hate, all the happy stuff, or whatever. I hope you understand. I really, really do. And if you don't, well, I'll just go pour myself another beer. Go test this Fat Lizard stuff. It's a really good one, and put some good metal on and relax your brain. Thank you for watching, and see you soon with more Rauta rants coming your way.